Jeb Bush is going to demonstrate for us yet again why he's morphed into the world's worst politician. Here he is commenting on Hillary's foreign policy.
Hillary Clinton yesterday unveiled what she called her ISIS strategy. What struck you about that strategy? People are wondering if this is a continuation of what the president has been putting in place, which has been called a failure.
I think it was a reflection of reading a poll and a focus group. It was different than last week, which was different than the week before. I think as a leader, you have to stand on principle, think it through, stick with it, and persuade people. She's reacting to the conditions of this week. Next week it may change and her views may change. That's not leadership. That's just mirroring how people are thinking in the here and now.
That's your criticism? That's your criticism of Hillary Clinton. Of all the things that there are to go after her on, that's your criticism. That she listens to the polls. She's following what the people want in the here and now. Ugh, how gross is that? It almost sounds like democracy. Jeb Bush is a horrendous politician. I think he's even worse than Scott Walker. Scott Walker, who somehow ran a campaign, and I'm not sure he said any words in his campaign. Like in the debates, he'd just stand on stage looking goofy, like, the Koch brothers put me here. Isn't that nice? Jeb Bush is somehow worse than that. Do you realize how much ammo there is to go after Hillary Clinton? She's done so many stupid things. Her policies are not that great. And he's like, fucking Hillary believes in democracy, cares about what the people want. I promise if you elect me, I won't listen to the people. I'll tell you that right now. And remember the context of this, too. He's in the Bush family. If there was one criticism that made the most sense about George W. Bush and Dick Cheney and his administration, is that they didn't listen to the people. And that was the problem. Like with the Iraq War, remember the famous interview where, I forget who it was, but somebody asked Dick Cheney, what do you say to the fact that the overwhelming majority of the American people don't want to be in Iraq anymore, but you still want to keep us there? He said, so? Hey, the people of your country who democratically elected you and whose will you're supposed to be carrying out, they don't want you to do this. So? That's like an officer saying, lawbreakers. Whatevs, dude, is what it is. This is not, and he feeds right into that. I'm telling you, even people on his side hear this and they're like, because even they're waiting for a different criticism of Hillary, like, Benghazi. Did I mention Benghazi? And this is worse than that. She believes in what the people want. And that's not even true. That's the other thing. Like, Hillary Clinton is following polls and is listening to the people. I wish she would listen to the people a lot more. She's not. Her foreign policy, which is what they're talking about here. I mean, what was the poll? Only like 17% of the American people still want to be in Afghanistan and want to get involved in Syria. And Hillary Clinton's in favor of staying in Afghanistan and doing ground troops now in Syria. So she's not listening to the polls either. So what you're saying isn't even true. In fact, she agrees with Jeb Bush. She agrees with you on foreign policy. We just went over all the specifics of her new proposal to fight ISIS. And she's saying ground invasion of Syria, ground invasion in Iraq, wherever ISIS is, and you do a no-fly zone, and fuck Assad and fuck ISIS, and she wants to get us involved in the quagmire right in the middle of the Civil War, do Iraq War 2.0, where we overthrew the fucking stabilizing force that was Saddam Hussein, the dictator. She wants to do that with Assad too. It's the same thing all over again. She agrees with you on almost every point. And you're like, look how stupid she is. Well, ironically, that's one area where it's a true criticism of both of you.